Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. Let's talk a little bit about trustworthiness today as we continue to put that good programming in our supercomputers. Trustworthiness is an important quality that can help establish and develop relationships in all areas of your life. At work, it can contribute to a positive and open working relationship with others. And in your home life, it can help create both meaningful friendships and relationships. Now, trust is especially crucial if you have a partner, as it is one of the essential factors of a strong relationship. So, how can you show you're trustworthy and without saying a word? Well, first thing we can do is we can make and maintain eye contact. Now, they say our eyes are the windows to our soul, and that's true in a sense. Because when you make and maintain eye contact, it can tell people a few things. It can show you're confident, for one. Also, it can show them that you're honest. It's often been said that people look away when they're lying. Have you heard that before? I have too. Now, another benefit of looking people dead in the eye is that it helps build trust. We got to make sure that we maintain and lock and hold our eye contact with others, but we don't want to hold it for too long or stare into their eyes. We just want to genuinely give them a look that we are attentively listening to the conversation and that we care about what it is that they're saying. And by looking at them looking directly at them shows that we're paying attention to them and that we care about what it is that they're saying. And that helps build trust with others. It does. I know we've discussed that in the past, but it's a gentle reminder to maintain eye contact. Another thing I would like to bring up is giving a warm and genuine smile. Now, 2 days ago, I did a video on the health benefits from smiling. And it's true. You're enhancing your physical health when you put a smile on your face. Science shows you also enhance your health when you fake a smile. So even if you don't want to smile, it's hard to be negative when you're smiling. Try it. It's hard to do. It'll kind of make you giggle when you say something negative, when you have a great big old toothy grin on your face. But others react to that. And along with eye contact, a warm, genuine smile helps show that you're trustworthy. It's just the way the brain works. When we see somebody smiling at us, we immediately relax. And our guard comes down. And as a result, it can show trustworthiness. And it also gives people a great first impression of you. Now, because people who seem warm smile. And people who smile are often open and approachable. And it also helps a person on the receiving end to feel relaxed around your company. And naturally, this can help establish trust. Now, just make sure your smile is a big toothy one and don't make it too fake, okay? A genuine smile is usually the best course of action here. Sincere smiles have a real impact. Studies even show that true smiles make people seem more trustworthy, as I just said. How can you tell the difference between a real and a fake smile? It is all in the eyes. People's eyes tend to crinkle at the ends when the smile is real. They also show a lot less teeth. Now, I think I just said make a big toothy grin, but I tell you what, just give them the best smile you can. It'll show trustworthiness. I'm not a smile expert, but I did do a video 2 days ago. But, also give a firm handshake. Believe it or not, a firm handshake is also a factor that helps show off your trustworthiness, and it does. The handshake has to be firm, though. A flimsy or tight handshake won't do. A flimsy handshake can seem half-hearted, and a handshake that squeezes your hand to death can come across as controlling or aggressive. Now, a handshake that's in the middle is the sweet spot. We've discussed this in the past. This is one of the factors that we've been working on together, right? And you know that when giving a handshake, put a little pressure into it. It also helps to match the pressure of the handshake that the other person is giving you. We don't want to accidentally hurt somebody. We live in an age where people have arthritis or might have an injury. We don't want to hurt them or make them feel uncomfortable or any pain at all. You know that there's a definite level of pressure that you can apply that says, hey, I'm really glad to meet you. And that's good enough, right? Top that off with eye contact and a genuine smile, and you're going right down the right road, let me tell you. Another thing that shows trustworthiness is showing up on time. It's all well and good to make eye contact and smile genuinely and give a firm handshake, but if you don't show up on time to a meeting, event, or occasion, these efforts may all be for naught. When you turn up on time, it tells people you're dependable and take your commitments sincerely. Make sure to leave the house on time. Better yet, leave 5 to 10 minutes earlier to account for traffic or delays. But when you show up on time, it just shows others that you're an amazing individual, that you're successful, and that you care. Okay? Keep your body posture open. Now, did you know that we tend to use body language more than speech to express ourselves? And it's true. Over 60% of our communication is nonverbal. So it helps to pay attention to the signals your body is giving off, not just the signals that others are giving you. And using the right body language will help you give the right first impression and further establish trustworthiness with others. Now that means keeping your posture and body language open, and you can do this by this. Standing or sitting up straight. Remember, we keep our gait erect. Leaning forward to show you're engaged and listening. Facing your body towards the people you're engaging with. And leaving your arms and legs uncrossed. Crossing your arms and legs makes you seem closed off. And these are just different body languages that I'm constantly looking for in others when I'm talking to them. And I always wonder, when people have their arms crossed, they do seem closed off. And the conversations I have with those individuals are quite a bit different than I have with somebody who's just relaxed, who's, engaged with me, excited, it's a different energy they're giving off. And keeping your body posture open will make you seem approachable, relaxed, and friendly. And these are all good traits of a trustworthy person, right? I think you'd agree. Also, be attentive and engaged. Another good use of your body language is showing you're attentive and engaged in a conversation. Now, you can do this by doing some things I've already recommended to you. Put your cell phone away. Make eye contact, smile, and use other facial expressions to show you're paying attention, that you're listening to what it is they're saying. Now, being attentive and engaged also shows you care about what someone has to say, right? And this all helps you build trust with other individuals. But you ever go to a restaurant, you see a family, they're all sitting there on their cell phones, nobody's talking. Gosh, that just drives me nuts, There was one restaurant I go to where they have a box up front and they actually take electronics. And then when you go and sit down at the table, it's just you as a family the way it used to be in the old days. And you can have amazing conversations and the whole room is just filled with a completely different energy in the absence of these electronics. Put the phone away. Whatever it is, if you get a phone call, put your phone on vibrate. And if you get a phone call, the phone will vibrate. You can, in the nicest and kindest way possible, excuse yourself from the conversation, go and handle your business. Hey, while you're out, you might as well read your goal card over and over and over again to get yourself mentally focused and back on track. And then guess what? You're re-engaging in the conversation in an effective and meaningful way that's building the relationship with the person who is talking. It's the way to do things, okay? And it'll help to build trust, and it'll change things and the dynamics of the way you interact with others. And it's just a simple thing. Put the damn cell phone away, okay? Now, don't spill confidential information. That's obviously, how do you build trustworthiness with others? You don't You don't give away secrets or confidential information that they share with you. If somebody tells you something in confidence, it's best not to tell anyone else about it unless harm will come to somebody else, or that person is in danger, or the information they gave you puts others in danger. Then that's when we need to speak up. But if it's harmless information that they just don't want you to tell others, like, hey, I'm having a bad day today and I'd rather other people not know about that, okay? Something like that. You don't need to walk around and tell everybody, hey, John's having a bad day today. We need to cheer him up. Leave John alone, okay? John asked you to keep it in confidence. Please do so, unless you've identified that there's some issue or reason as to why others need to know. And those are usually in regards to safety or something like that, right? So, secrets always have a way of getting out. I know they do. And even if you just tell one other person about it, it's sort of like telephone, right? And it'll just go like wildfire. It spreads from person to person. But if it gets back to the individual who only told you, you have completely broken trust with that individual. And it'll be hard to regain that in the future. I think you're smart. You know what's right and what's wrong as it relates to keeping secrets. So let's just do others, let's just do right by other people. We also don't get involved in gossip. Another thing that spreads is gossip, right? Now, gossiping is not a nice thing to do in the first place. You're essentially talking about others' lives behind their back. If someone gossips about everyone's business, that's not someone I would trust with my secrets. That's not someone I would trust with conversation and knowledge for business that I'm going to be engaging in. I would not involve that person. I don't involve gossipers in my life. I don't have time for that crap. And I don't like it. And I know many times we've discussed that we don't get involved in that drama crap where others gossip. And personally, I believe if someone can freely gossip about other people, particularly their friends, they'd do the same about me when my back is turned. And this is what others would think if you got involved in it. So here's the deal. One of the best things you can do to show you're trustworthy is to steer clear of gossip, okay? Get away from the drama machine and those people who spread that crap. Because I tell you what, if others see you talking to them and they see you hanging out with them, and then a bunch of crap comes out of that conversation or they're spreading a bunch of gossip, you're immediately going to be identified as somebody who was involved, whether you were or not. So just stay away from it. In the kindest and nicest way possible, step away from that gossip conversation. Go somewhere, take a few deep breaths, read your goal card over and over and over again, refocus your mind, and then engage in a different conversation. And if that means engaging with a different person, well, then I guess that's just what we have to do. But we are looking to enhance our circumstance and do what we can to change things for ourselves. We can't change other people, and we don't get involved in gossip. It's a great way to be successful. Now, also another way is to respect personal space. We all have our comfort zones, and when someone steps into it, it can feel like someone's invading our space. And when this happens, it makes you feel uncomfortable, right? Okay, so be aware of this and keep a comfortable distance between yourselves and others, respecting their space. Along with this, there are boundaries when it comes to touching too, right? For example, someone may not feel comfortable if you're too touchy-feely, and this can be the case if they're not even familiar with you. So, whenever we go places, people always want to come up to me and they want to pat me on the back or touch me, or I'm not sure why, but I dislike that. I don't want to be touched by people I don't know. And, and they'll pat your back or hug you or engage in other friendly touching. And I just don't like that. Keep your hands to yourself. With COVID, we learned some valuable lessons about social distancing, things like that. I don't think you need to keep 6 feet away from everybody, but don't touch other people. A firm handshake is about as far as touching needs to go, I believe. But, it's up to you, and it's up to you and the dynamics of the relationship you have with the individual that you're working with. But I think touching is a no, honestly. Unless it's your spouse or your children, you want to give them a warm hug, I think that's fantastic. But outside of your inner circle, don't touch people. Just shake their hand. Otherwise, I think touching should be pretty much off limits. Mirroring body language can help you build rapport and a connection with people. It's also common with people who are attracted to one another. And that means with your spouse, you'll notice that they normally will mirror your body language. Watch it. It's amazing how people in your family, if you're having a bad day and you're kind of have a body language of, pouty, where it's like, oh, you'll notice that others around you in your family will probably represent that same sort of a body language dynamic to you. We mirror each other. You can also use that to your benefit. If you are happy, energetic, feeling good, got some good knowledge in your mind, working towards goals, doing amazing things, others will represent that as well. So it's not just the negative, it's also the positive. When you have a smile on your face, you'll notice other people smile back at you as a result. When somebody asks you if you're having a good day, I usually will say, yeah, I'm having a great day. How's your day going? And they'll usually say, I'm having a great day too. They will mirror what it is you actually say. So represent good things, represent positivity, and you'll get positivity back in your life from the others around you. They will mirror you. It's just the way our supercomputers work. It's a dynamic of psychology that's really important for you to understand. I think they always say, you always get back what you put out there. And that's a great representation. Karma. Whatever you put out there, you'll get back. Put good things out there. Help others. Put good conversation out there with others and be positive with them. You'll be so surprised at what you get back from other individuals, even those who were negative in the past. If you are positive, they will represent that back to you. You can change things for others by not even attempting to do so, because others watch you, they look up to you, and they want to be just like you when you're a positive individual. I believe everybody has goodness in them, and it's just waiting to emerge, and so we want to make sure that we represent good, positive things. And when we do, good, positive things are going to come back to us, right? Now, another thing that I think helps us to represent trustworthiness is sticking to our commitments. Now, when you commit to do something, try to stick to it. If you're the type of person to cancel plans at the last minute and do so repeatedly without a good reason for it, you may come across flaky and as someone who can't be trusted. And chances are they won't ask you to make a commitment again. If you constantly are canceling, why would I invite you? I'll just invite somebody whom I know will show up on time and as invited, right? So if you tell a friend or someone you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, be there. Follow through with your commitments. And if you do so, by following through with your commitments time and time again, you're going to build rapport with others, and others are going to trust that you're somebody who follows through and that they can, rely on. And that's important. Being consistent with your actions. It is no use doing all the points that I've recommended if you do them all once and abandon ship. Building trust takes time, and this means you have to be consistent in your actions by doing the same thing over and over again. And I say, all the time, you can't do the same thing over and over again expecting different results, but you can do the same thing over and over again expecting the same results. So although we may be making the wrong decisions and expecting to get good results in our life, if we make the right decisions and are getting good results in our life, we should continue to make those same types of good decisions so we can continue to get the same types of good feedback in our lives. Okay? And, I think that there are many ways that we can build trust with others, and this list isn't a limiting list. You probably have some ways that you work with other individuals that helps you to build trust and rapport with them as well. And everything adds up, especially when you do things consistently. It adds up over time. I like to think of my relationships with other people like I treat my relationship with the bank. Now, if I'm constantly putting money in the bank, I'm building up a balance with the bank. And then when I make withdrawals, there's something to draw from. Now, when you build trustworthiness with others, you're putting good thoughts, ideas, and trust into their bank. Now, if you make a mistake or you happen to show up not on time one time, or something happens which breaks the trust, you have a balance that you've built with that individual. Therefore, when you make a withdrawal, there's still a balance of trustworthiness built up within that individual as they view you. Okay? So make sure that you treat your relationships with others in a positive way. Make sure you're building a balance of goodness with other people. That way, if something happens, and things sometimes do, we have a balance to withdraw from, and we still have good rapport and trustworthiness that's already been built up with that individual, and we can rely on a little bit of forgiveness to get us through that circumstance, right? So friends, if you have any other ways that you like to build positive relationships with others, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. We have 41,000 subscribers on the channel. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I care about you. I think you're amazing. And you know what? You're going to have a fantastic day today. I'll be back tomorrow where we'll discuss some more amazing things. Have a great day, friends. Take care.